Sequels are tricky. You either play it too safe and end up with a repeat, or you go too far and lose what made the original special. Hades 2 though somehow pulls off the impossible. It's bigger, bolder, and still feels like that same game you couldn't put down back in 2020. This time, instead of playing as Zagreus trying to escape your dad's house, you're Melinoë, princess of the underworld, fighting to free your family from Chronos, the titan of time. He's taken over the underworld and set his sights on Olympus, which means you're basically up against time itself. No pressure there. One of the best parts of Hades 2 is how its story unfolds naturally as you play, and honestly, it's worth experiencing firsthand. Don't worry, I won't be spoiling much here. What I can say is that it does what every good sequel should. It raises the stakes while keeping the heart of the original intact. In the first game, Zagreus was trying to escape the underworld and untangle his complicated family drama. This time, the spotlight shifts to his sister Melinoë, who's got an even bigger challenge on her hands. Chronos, the Titan of Time, has broken free and taken over the underworld, throwing everything into chaos. Melinoë's mission isn't just personal, it's a fight for survival, for family, and for reclaiming what was lost. What makes the storytelling click is how it balances the epic battles with that intimate moments. On one hand, you've got this massive mythic conflict stretching from Tartarus to Olympus. On the other, you have Melinoë herself, a witch trained by Hecate, carrying her own doubts and burdens, yet determined to push forward. She feels distinct from Zagreus, not just in how she fights, but in how she talks, reacts, and grows as a character. The returning gods, new allies, and even minor characters all bring something to the table. Every run pushes the narrative, lose early, and you might still unlock a new conversation. Push farther and you'll meet someone new or deepen a relationship. That's the beauty of Supergiant's approach, where the gameplay loop is heavily tied in with the story. Even without spoiling, I can say this: the world of Hades 2 feels more alive, more reactive, and more dangerous. And that hook is more than enough to keep you invested run after run. Hades 2's strongest aspect is its gameplay. The combat feels just as snappy as the first game, but Melinoë brings a whole new rhythm to the fight. Unlike her brother Zagreus, she's her own beast. Her hex spells change the flow completely, letting you heal in a pinch, snare enemies to control space, or unleash devastating room-clearing blasts. On top of that, Melinoë has charged attacks that reward patience and timing. You can go full-on aggressive, sure, but lining up a charge strike or spell feels tactical, like you're baiting enemies into making the wrong move before you punish them. These abilities run off a dedicated mana bar, which means you're constantly weighing when to burn resources and when to hold back. It gives combat this push and pull tension the first game never had. Pair all of that with the 6 weapons, each with multiple aspects, and the amount of combat variety here is huge. One run you're in a rapid-fire spellcaster, the next you're wielding a massive scythe and bulldozing rooms. But the real magic is in the meta progression. Every single run matters, even the doomed ones. If you die early, you'll probably still get resources that funnel into upgrades. It never feels like a wasted time, with each death pushing you a step closer to being stronger or learning more about the world.
I hate her.
Speaking of Arcana, the system is genius. Instead of the Mirror of Night, you've got a deck of mystical cards that let you customize your build between runs. Some are passive buffs, others trigger in specific conditions, and the fun comes from how you slot and combine them. It feels almost like building a deck in a card game, with just enough depth to keep you thinking without ever slowing the pace down. Then there's the resource system, which is way more layered than in the first game. You're mining ores, gathering herbs, brewing potions, and crafting with materials. These tie into the incantation system back at the Crossroads, which is basically base building with a magical twist. By casting incantations, you unlock permanent upgrades, facilities, and even new characters. It gives you a reason to care about every scrap of loot you haul back, and the Crossroads itself evolves as you invest in it. And don't get me started on the build potential. With new Olympians like Apollo, Hestia, and Hephaestus, priestess offering boons, plus mid-run allies like Echo and Arachne dropping in to shake things up, every run feels unique. You can stack synergies that completely break the game in the best way possible, and half the fun is discovering new combos you didn't think were viable. The scope here is just insane. You're not only fighting your way down through the underworld, you've also got a full climb up toward Olympus. Each path is practically its own roguelike, with distinct zones, enemies, bosses, and vibes. It's like Supergiant gave you 2 games in one without sacrificing anything. If Hades turned heads with its art style, Hades 2 blows the doors off. Supergiant's visuals are breathtaking, rich, colorful, and layered with personality. The underworld drips with eerie beauty from the twisted roots of the crossroads to the blazing fields of Asphodel. Olympus, on the other hand, is pure spectacle, with gleaming palaces and radiant skies that feel divine without losing that sharp artistic edge. The character designs are just as stunning. Every god and titan radiates presence, with bold silhouettes and intricate detail that make them instantly memorable. Even minor characters look like they could headline their own game. And then there's the soundtrack, which doesn't just complement the visuals, it elevates them.
I don't think so.
Scylla's high-energy stage performances light up the screen. Polyphemus's heavy percussion makes his hulking form feel even scarier, and the quieter themes give the game's downtime moments real weight. Paired with top-tier voice acting, the world of Hades 2 doesn't just look alive, it feels alive.
I regret having to contact you at such a time. It's not my custom to intervene during moments of doom, only to observe.
Hades 2 is exactly the kind of sequel I was hoping for. Melinoë brings a fresh and tactical twist with her witchcraft, and the double paths through the underworld and Olympus make every run feel massive. The story sets up an epic clash with Chronos while still keeping those intimate, character-driven moments that made the first game so special. And with its stunning art, jaw-dropping soundtrack, and some of the best voice acting around, the presentation is nearly flawless. Hades 2 lands at a 96 out of 100. It's a brilliant, ambitious follow-up that expands everything the original did right, while carving out an identity of its own. If the first Hades was the roguelike that redefined the genre, then Hades 2 is the one that cements it as a modern classic. But what about you? Are you ready to dive into Melinoë's journey and take on Chronos? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this review, don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming content right here on Game8. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.